Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College. We get set for a non-conference matchup on a Monday afternoon, which is very rare for the Quakers. They'll take on the Bruins of Bob Jones University. The Quakers looking for their first win of the season. They come in at 0-3. Bob Jones coming in at 3-4. We'll come back in a couple of moments here on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Talk a little bit about this Bruins basketball team, a team that the Quakers have never played before. We'll find out a little bit more about them. And the Quaker basketball team coming off that loss to Alma by a final 63-39. Quakers got to find a way to put some points on the board here this afternoon. We'll do that coming up in just a moment right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
We check 'em better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Back again here on a Monday afternoon at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk about this Bruins basketball team here in just a moment. Want to remind you, today's game brought to you by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Thursday, the Italian BMT. And Sunday, the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Well, Bob Jones, a team that you generally don't see in your schedule, but they're making their way through the Midwest as they will be back in South Carolina relatively soon, but they get a chance to play a game today and tomorrow. They come into this one today with a record of 3-4 on the season. They're averaging around 60 points per game. Not a bad shooting team overall at 37%, but they shoot pretty well from three-point range at 31%. They'll average around 42 rebounds per game. The Quakers, by the way, hoping they can turn them over here this afternoon as they average 19.3 turnovers per game. Keep an eye today on Madison Shoup, averaging almost 13 points per game. She's at 12.6, 5.1 rebounds. Also, Kylie LeFew is at 12.1 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. Grayson Ledford at 7.7. And Delaney Edwards, their top rebounder, 6.4 points and 6.6 rebounds. Of course, the top rebounder outside of LeFew. Last year, they finished at 14-16 on the season. We'll tell you more about Bob Jones as we go throughout this afternoon's contest. We'll come back, talk about the Quakers. Off to an 0-3 start this season, hoping to turn that around here this afternoon as we continue right here on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show on Radio Troy Digital.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Now, the Quakers coming into this one at 0-3 on the year. If you were here or watched the game just a couple of days ago, they lost to a good Alma team 63-39, and in that game they got down early and then could not catch up. They were down 17-6 in the opening period of play. Cameron White led the Quakers with 10 points. Zoe Curtis had 12 rebounds in the contest. The Quakers still having a difficult time putting points on the board through 3 games, averaging only 48%, but the shooting numbers is really kind of where you look at it right now for the Quakers, shooting only 31% as a team, and get this number, 17% from three-point range. They know they're going to have to do much better if they're going to win this one here today. The Quakers at 35.7 rebounds, but they're also averaging 20 turnovers per contest. Now, Kayla Bowling will not be in the starting lineup today, but she still leads the team in scoring at 9 points per game. Cameron White at 7.3 and Kyra Joseph at 6 points per game. So only, in fact, you look at that right there. The Quakers have no one in double figures heading into this one here today. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups. As mentioned, there will be a change in the Earlham lineup for Bob Jones University. They will stay with their usual lineup. They've gone through 7 games so far. We'll do that coming up next, and the tip-off is right around the corner. All the action right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hope, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Earlham's about getting involved. We have more than 60 student clubs with new ones starting every year. A variety of sports, plays and concerts, parties, trips to nearby cities. Interesting people from all over the world. Earlham College, always engaged.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Greatest thing ever happened for Oscar Robertson. You learn to compete.
Basketball in Indiana has a special legacy. It starts with the coaches, develops with the fans, and ends with an amazing community support.
I think one of these days when you're done and you're retired and you kind of shelve that piece of your life, you can look back and be like, wow, that's really incredible.
To play in a state tournament, to be able to play in college, to be able to coach high school girls, and then to be able to see my son coach, basketball has been my life.
Any opportunity I got to play basketball, I played it. You know, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I love doing, and still today I love the game.
And every time Dad put me in, I think as a freshman, sophomore, there was booing. And then the exciting turnaround when I was a junior and senior, every time he took me out, he got booed. So those were fun times.
Basketball got me an education. Got me to be a worldly person as far as reading articles. Got me to be artistic and understand the cultures of the world, the ballet, the opera. It just opened up your whole mind and thoughts about things other than what you can reach out and touch.
Because I never dreamed of going to college, and basketball gave me the opportunity to not only go to college but play professional ball, and I've been around it my whole life. I'm 58 now, and I've been involved for a lot of years.
Where else can you walk around? I'm a 65-year-old man, and people say, George, oh, I remember you in '69 with your high school state championship team. I saw you at Butler. I mean, it's incredible. This is the only place here in Indiana that happens.
Welcome back once again to the Athletics and Wellness Center. Let's give you the starting lineups now for the Bruins of Bob Jones University. Kylie LeFew is a 5'10 senior out of Fishers, Indiana. She wears number 10. Grayson Ledford is a 5'8 junior out of Travelers Rest, South Carolina. She wears number 11. Rachel Clark is a 5'6 senior out of Galax, Virginia, wearing number 15. Madison Shoup is a 5'9 senior out of Fries, Virginia, wearing number 24. And then Delaney Edwards, a 5'9 junior out of Cartersville, Georgia, wearing number 32. So again, it'll be LeFew, Ledford, Clark, Shoup, and Edwards. For the Quakers this afternoon, Cameron White, a 5'6 senior out of Louisville, wearing number 10. Neely Trenshaw is a 5'6 freshman out of Napanee, Indiana, played to Northwood High School. She's in the starting lineup wearing number 13. Acacia Tennette from Sacramento, a 5'5 junior, number 30. Kyra Joseph, a 5'7 senior out of Indianapolis, number 34. And Zoe Curtis in the starting lineup, 5'10 and a senior out of Newcastle. Quakers get the ball off the tip and score immediately. The basket good by Cameron White. She'll be fouled, and the Quakers off to a good start, leading it 2-0. And if there's one thing the Quakers need in this one here this afternoon, it is a good start. They were down early as the free throws missed. They were down early in that contest against Alma, as we mentioned in the pregame, and just never really recovered after that. Quakers in their usual man-to-man defense. Nice screen and roll, and an offensive foul called. That'll go against LeFew. And that'll be number 1 on LeFew this afternoon, the first team foul. And immediately Bob Jones University calling a timeout right out of the gate, our first timeout here this afternoon. We will take a timeout as well. The Quakers on top of this one, 2-0. This is Earlham Women's Basketball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Now, the Bruins got the early timeout. In fact, that might be one of the faster timeouts, 19 seconds into this opening period. So they wanted to make some quick adjustments. They had, of course, the lack of transition back off the tip-off in which the Quakers scored early, got the easy foul, but then the turnover at the other end on the offensive foul. So it'll be Quaker basketball. As we mentioned, their leading scorer, Kayla Bowling, not in the starting lineup here this afternoon, but I'm sure we're going to see her very, very soon. Quakers work against a 2-3 zone. Now, they don't see very many zones, so this will be interesting to see how the Quakers play against it here this afternoon. That means that Bob Jones is going to make the Quakers shoot from the outside. Three-point bucket good by Joseph, and the Quakers lead this one 5-0. Kyra Joseph stepping out on the perimeter for her first basket of the afternoon. That's Ledford across the timeline, so zone defense on one end, man-to-man on the other. 8th game of the season here for the Bruins. Ball loose all the way past midcourt. And it'll be picked up there by Ledford. Zoe Curtis came out from the post looking to pick up the loose basketball. This shot is on the way off the back of the iron by Edwards, just beating the shot clock. Here come the Quakers. To net, to Joseph, and around the perimeter. Here's Cameron White. Gets bumped inside, throws it off the glass, missing. And the rebound by Edwards. Quakers one and done on that possession, but an early 5-0 lead. Bruins basketball in the half court. Good look there at Rachel Clark. The entry pass now to Edwards, and we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay here, but Bob Jones will lose the possession arrow, and essentially their second turnover here in the opening period of play. 8:16 remaining in the quarter. Off the inbound. With the left hand off the glass, good. That's LeFew, the 5'10 senior out of Fishers. So LeFew gets her first 2 points, a homecoming of sorts for LeFew. There's another three-pointer by Joseph. And I'll tell you what, Quakers do not shoot the ball well from the outside, but so far against this zone, they've done extremely well with Joseph hitting her second three. And there's another turnover by the Bruins. Jeanette will quickly push the ball up the floor inside the circle. Here is the short jumper in the lane by Zoe Curtis, and a great start for the Quakers here this afternoon, now with an 8-point lead at 10-2 at 7:35 to go. That is Clark on the wing. Clark will now drive toward the baseline. The kick outside now to Shoup, and around the perimeter they'll work it there to Ledford. Shot clock down to 10 seconds. Three-point shot at the top, banks that off the glass, no good. As Edwards unable to hit that one, here come the Quakers. This is Tanette. 7 minutes and change to go in the opening period. White drives in the lane, throws it up, can't get it to go, and the rebound pulled down by Edwards. Cameron White hit her first bucket, has missed the next two. Edwards will take it herself. Edwards off the drive and knocked out of bounds by Acacia Tanette. Well, we thought we'd see Bowling, so here's Bowling coming in. Kyra mentioned 9 points per game, the 5'5 junior entering the contest, and also coming in is Jessie Ann Wiedemann. And Wiedemann is out of Ypsilanti, Michigan, a 5'4 sophomore, wearing number 3 now for Bob Jones. Quakers make a change also down low. Rosie Newhart coming in to the lineup for Zoe Curtis. So both teams go to their bench early. 6:40 to go in the quarter. Here's a three on the way, and they let it fly and hit their first three of the afternoon. That was 24, which is Madison Shoup, the team's leading scorer, at just over 12 points per game, averaged 12 points per game a year ago. Quaker basketball near turnovers. The ball loose in the backcourt, picked up by Wiedemann, and she will lay it in for two. And the lead down to 3. So now the Quakers back in their half-court offense as the 2-3 zone still in effect. Tanette with the three herself, and somehow the Quakers hitting well early. We mentioned only shooting under 20% from three-point range, but today they've now hit 3 3-pointers in the opening quarter and lead at 13-7. Bob Jones basketball. Here's Weidman once again. LeFew will reverse it left side now to Shoup. Shot clock is down to 8. Launching this one is Shoup from 3, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Bowling. Almost really didn't need to jump. It came right to her as Bowling will drive all the way, throw it up, miss it. Newhart with a rebound, put back good, and the Quakers able to get it in transition. Now lead this one 15-7. And now Bob Jones will have to face the press. Newhart, by the way, her first 2 points of the afternoon. Wide open jumper on the way, rims in and out for Shoup. Newhart with a rebound. Quakers will try to build on a 15-7 lead. To Net, now to Joseph. Well, you'll expect at some time that if the Quakers continue to shoot this well, that ball was saved from going out of bounds by Bowling, but right to the Bruins. But I was going to say a little bit ago, the Bruins will probably have to extend that 2-3 zone if the Quakers continue to shoot well from the outside or come out of that zone. Shot clock down to 13. Screen and roll at the elbow. Ball loose, and we have a kick basketball. So it'll be taken out of bounds right in front of the Earlham bench, and now Trinity McClendon will come in. Amy Wiesner checking in, and also back in the lineup for the Quakers will be Cameron White. Earlham will go about 4 deep off that bench. As once again, Bob Jones with 14 on the shot clock, stolen away. Tannett with the steal, 4th turnover by the Bruins. Acacia looking for help. White down the lane, layup good. And the Quakers lead it by 10. Cameron White now with 4. And there's a steal off the inbound. Wiesner inside to Tannett. Ball loose in the lane. Acacia able to come away with it, and she'll get fouled. Looks like that'll be Grayson Ledford who picked up her first. It'll be the 3rd team foul now on Bob Jones, and they'll make a couple of changes as well. One of those coming in the lineup, number 31, which is Shea Dickinson, a freshman at 5'10", so they get a little more size underneath. LeFew still in the lineup. Look like they made one other change. We'll try to pick up that other change here in a moment. Quaker basketball. Here's Tannett at the elbow, gets the screen there from McClendon. Around the perimeter, wide open, Cameron White missed it. Rebound once again, Newhart. Tried to find Amy Wiesner underneath, and the Quakers will turn it over. Not a bad possession there. We're 3:40 to go here in the opening period of play. Good pressure again put on by the Quakers. This will be something that Bob Jones will have to deal with all afternoon. A near travel there by Dickinson, and nobody open. That's got to be close to a 5-second call. Jody Bates was the other player we were looking for. Bates is wearing number 22. She's a 5'9" freshman out of Hillsdale, Wisconsin, and there's a travel. That pressure will be a problem for the Bruins this entire afternoon. Quakers love to force teams in the turnover, and Bob Jones came in averaging nearly 20 turnovers per contest coming into this one here this afternoon. The drive, nice feed, layup good. Newhart, the assist, McClendon. And the Quakers now with their biggest lead, and we've got a foul at 3:02 remaining as Wiesner, I believe, is the guilty party. So Wiesner picks up foul number 1. That's the first Quaker foul here in the opening period at 3:02 to go. We had to reset the 30-second shot clock. As you see, the Quakers once again will pressure in the backcourt. This is what you call helter-skelter. The Quakers running everywhere trying to get deflections. Bruins in the half court, and that'll be a moving screen against the Bruins. That will be 22, Jody Bates. So Bates will pick up her first. Team foul. No, take that back a little bit ago. I said it was only the first team foul. Should be the fourth team foul now on Bob Jones. Also in the lineup will be Charisse Johnson, a 5'6" junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Again, she wears number 33. 6 turnovers now by the Bruins. The drive with the left hand off the glass, good. And by far, as McClendon hits her first basket, this is the best quarter the Quakers have played maybe the entire season, as that foul called on Newhart. I know from a shooting standpoint, the Quakers have not shot this well. By the way, live stats as we go on GoEarlham.com. Into the Quaker lineup, Zoe Curtis is back in. And Hallie Shipp is also coming to the lineup, the 5'4" freshman out of Warsaw. Bates hits the first free throw. Will be back in for another one as the Bruins now trail at 21-8. 2:35 remaining in the quarter. They had cut it down to a 3-point deficit, but since then the Quakers have pretty much had their way. Here's McClendon. Shipp will find White. Quick entry pass to Zoe Curtis. Looks opposite. Ball knocked out of bounds. Deflected by the Bruins. Another change for Bob Jones as Bates will come out of the lineup. And returning will be Ledford. Here's Curtis. Draws 4 black jerseys, trying to throw it underneath. It was White who was cutting to the basket, but again deflected out of bounds by the Bruins. It'll stay here with 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. We're down to 2:18 remaining in the quarter. Cameron, shot fake drive, and gets tied up. It'll be a jump ball. It'll stay here. Quakers will lose the possession arrow, but they'll have the basketball at 2:14 to go. Here's White. Boy, collision out front. Zoe Curtis colliding right there with Johnson, and they're going to get Johnson on the foul. So Johnson picks up her first. That'll be team foul number 5, and in women's basketball, when you get to 5, you shoot 2 free throws. So Zoe Curtis at the line. Quakers have now had 6 different players in the scoring column here in the opening quarter, and Curtis now has 3. .213 remaining. Second free throw now by Curtis on the way. Hard off the iron, and Bob Jones will have the basketball. Boy, if you want to beat the press, the best way to do that is get that ball up the floor as quick as you can to make the Quakers get back in the half court. The drive of the baseline, offensive foul on 31. That'll be Shea Dickinson. So Dickinson will pick up her first. She will come out of the lineup, and Dickinson will sit down as the Bruins still looking for the right combination here in the opening period. Here's McClendon. White, quick entry pass down low, and we got another foul. This time the Quakers looking underneath to Zoe Curtis, and boy, it is very rare that Curtis has just one player on her down in the low post, generally drawing a double team. And we saw that a little bit ago. There were 4 different players around her when she got the basketball the last time. Tanette will come back in. Cameron White will sit down. 1:51 remaining now in the opening period. Curtis now with 4. Second free throw is up and good as well, and the Quakers continue to add to their lead. By the way, small crowd here today with the Thanksgiving break upon us, and most of the students here at Earlham are gone, so in an afternoon contest, going to draw very many fans, so a lot of the players have to get their own energy going in this one. Bruins in the half court, still plenty of time on the shot clock. Shot on the way with the left hand, good. That's Rachel Clark. Clark gets her first 2, and it's back to a 13-point lead. Neely Trenshaw back in the Quaker lineup. They'll feed underneath to Zoe Curtis. Quakers good inside-out game, and here's another three good. This time it's McClendon now with 5, and the Quakers just scorching it from the outside. Certainly not bad for a basketball team coming in at only a 17% free throw, or should say three-point shooting percentage, as we have a foul here on the half court at 1:06 to go. They whistled that foul. They have 13 on the board. That'll be Trenshaw. And for Trenshaw, that's her first. Team foul number 3. So they reset the shot clock back to 20. Johnson on the drive. Wide open on the wing will be Edwards for 3. Missed it. And I think they got Trenshaw on the rebounding foul. She got beat in position underneath by Shoup. And so Trenshaw picks up her second. Bowling is in for the Quakers, and Trenshaw will sit down. And again, they'll reset the shot clock at 20. Bruins off the inbound. That's Edwards. Thought about the 3, now it'll be Clark. And one player went to her left. The pass went behind her. The turnover as Ledford was cutting toward the basket, and the Bruins now unofficially with 7 turnovers or lost possessions here in the first quarter. And we're in a minute to play. Quakers shooting extremely well. That's the difference in this game right now. That is Kyra Joe. Take that back. That's going to be Bowling will get fouled. So Bowling will go to the line for 2. And the foul called on Ledford. And Ledford picked up number 2. This will be the 7th different player in the scoring column for Earlham here in the opening period, if Bowling can get at least one of these. .1 seconds remaining. And now the Quakers with a 17-point lead. Broken past half court. Here's Clark. Good hustle by Amy Wiesner, able to come back and knock that one out of bounds at 26.3 seconds remaining in the quarter. Wiesner, the senior out of Columbus North High School. Bruins inbounding. They've had a couple of times where they have had a difficult opportunity trying to get that, as that should be a travel. They're going to call a jump ball. But they've had a difficult time just getting the ball in bounds, not only in the sideline, but also on the baseline. 17 on the shot clock, 22.4 on the game clock. Now 8 lost possessions or turnovers by Bob Jones here in the first quarter. And we've got a foul called on Tanet, Acacia Tanet picked up her first. And with the 5th team foul, we'll head to the free throw line here with Ledford. .8 seconds remaining. The Quakers should get a good look here to finish out the opening quarter. Second free throw now by Ledford is in and out. Rebound by Zoe Curtis. Tanet will have to push it hard as the clock down to 8 seconds. Lead pass will find Bowling. Bowling with the drive. Bowling off the glass. Good. And a very, very good first quarter for the Quakers. After the opening period of play, it's all Earlham right now, leading this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 30-12. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Well, you certainly, if you've been a follower of the Quakers over their first 3 games, you would not have expected them to shoot this well. In fact, right now, overall shooting at 67%, and they're shooting 80% from three-point range. For the Bruins, they are at 44% overall and 20% from three-point range. But right now, the Quakers also with 14 points off turnovers in that opening period. So off now to our second 10 minutes of play, Quaker basketball. As we mentioned, the Quakers with 7 different players in the scoring column. Newhart down in the post. Good. They just can't miss anything right now. 6 points now by Newhart. Quakers really doing a nice job getting that ball down in the low post. If it's not there, they're able to kick it back out, so they're going inside out. Left-hand shot good by Ledford is good. She has 3. The Quakers generally like to try to get that ball down in the low post, but they played a lot of teams like Alma, who was so much bigger than them. They had very little success in the paint, but that's not the case so far here today, a team that is a little bit more even to their size. Here is Bowling for 3. No. Now, you know they're not going to shoot 67% for the entire game, as Newhart just picked up her second. Things will begin to even out as we go, but again, a good start, which is certainly a key for this Quaker basketball team not to get in a hole early. By the way, Newhart with that second foul out of the lineup. Back in will be Curtis. The Bruins will have to find out what they can do. That's a nice pass underneath, layup good, as Shoup cuts that deficit to 16. But if they can find a way to stop that press from bothering them and not allowing the Quakers to get worked down inside, they can slowly get back into this game. But the Quakers make a change right here, as we'll see White come in, Bowling coming out. It'll be on the baseline with 21 seconds remaining on the shot clock. The Bruins nearly came away with a steal. Quakers again back in the half court. Tennette will find Wiesner. They're trying to front the post now. You see it down in the low post. That is Zoe Curtis trying to find some position underneath, but that bucket good. Wiesner able to come up with a 3 as the Quakers continue to shoot well from the outside. Another 3-point basket, and Earlham on top of this one, 35-16. That is Johnson on the high post. Crossover here for Ledford. Quakers doing a nice job as that one off the back of the iron. Rebound battled for, put back, no. Another offensive rebound, this time good by Edwards. Now Bob Jones able to stay with it on the offensive boards. Ends up paying off for them this time. Joseph at the top for 3, no. Kind of rushed that one a little bit more. Out on the run, here's Clark. Clark down the lane, and somebody fell asleep on defense on the switch, but the rebound pulled down by Clark, and she's going to be fouled on the floor, and that'll be Cameron White. Boy, one thing on that switch, if you're going to switch men, you got to really communicate. As Wiesner comes out, back in the lineup for the Quakers will be Trinity McClendon, but you got to talk. I think communication really important on the switch, and that time the Quakers got caught. 16 on the shot clock here for the Bruins. This is Johnson. Johnson puts it on the floor and then goes down and will travel with it. Good defense, though, by the Quakers, as Kyra Joseph staying right in front of Johnson. That'll be the 9th turnover now by the Bruins here in the first half. Well, they really like the athleticism of McClendon. McClendon down the lane, feeds it off, and good again. Another assist by McClendon. as Zoe Curtis back on the board again for the Quakers. 37-18. Baseline shot no good. Curtis goes down. We're going to stay here. They're going to call that foul on Zoe Curtis. It appeared that 32 Edwards was trying to make her way for the rebound. And so Zoe picks up the foul. That is only her first. Team foul number 3 now on the Quakers. 6:58 remaining in period 2. Of course, at halftime, we'll run down those first half numbers. The drive in the lane, no good by Clark, and the ball goes out of bounds back over to Earlham. The one thing about Bob Jones, they don't have the quickness on the floor right now. We've seen that already that the Quakers have. For them to try to press is probably not going to be something they can do right now. They got to take this in the half court and try to just slowly get back in it. Here's McClendon for 3-0. Zoe able to tip that one to net. The Quakers get it back. Good job by the Quakers again on the offensive boards. Down the lane, a lot of contact, nothing. Zoe lays it in. Curtis having an excellent first half. That shot was just missed by McClendon. And the Quakers lead it 39-18. Here's Ledford. Thought about the three. Now we'll feed it off to Clark on the left wing. Clark, the up and under with the left hand, no. Clark able to get to the loose basketball. That one is way off the mark on the putback, and we've got a foul call against Edwards. Edwards trying to sneak in there and get the loose basketball. That'll be her first. Jody Bates will be back in, and also back in the lineup will be Weedman. 6:02 to go in the first half of play. Quakers looking inside again. McClendon off the glass with the left hand, good, and McClendon having an excellent ball game in the first half. I know you're probably thinking, how could this team be at 0-3 and shooting as poorly as they have in the first 3 games, and we're kind of wondering that ourselves right now. This is not the same Quaker team we have seen in the first 3. In the corner, wide open 3, and that's good by Weedman. Weedman will get her first three-pointer of the afternoon. 41-21. Joseph back the other way. Take that back. That's Bowling missing that one. Bob Jones out on the run. Again, that's the way you're going to beat the press. Here's Shoup inside, and that one rims in and out as Bates can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound put back good by Weedman. And the Bruins trying to make a comeback here in the first half. 7 now for Weedman off the bench. 41-23. 15-footer straight away, no good, as McClendon can't get that one to fall. Ball loose in the backcourt. That's a turnover. Number 10 now for the Bruins. They got careless with the basketball, and the Quakers say they want a timeout. We, too, will take a break up and down the floor here in this first half of play. And the Quakers on top of this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 41-23.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Ho, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
.46 remaining in the first half of play. Quakers on top, 41-23. 8 different Quaker players have scored now in this first half. Quakers got that turnover, a careless turnover by Bob Jones on that last possession, so the Quakers want to get something right here and get more points on the board as quickly as they can. Zoe, double team. They doubled down that time, and that was Weedman coming down to get the turnover. Number 3 now in the Quakers on the run back the other way. Shot no good by Clark, and one and done there by the Bruins. Here's Tanette quickly up the right sideline. Bowling will find McClendon. Nice pass underneath, and Zoe goes down hard. That's going to be a block shot. Back the other way. Here's Ledford. Ledford puts her head down, shoots, and misses badly. The rebound by McClendon. So each team up and down the floor in their possessions and come away with nothing. 3:58 to go. Now Tanette will slow it down here for Earlham. Adams bowling in the high post. Will take it herself. Drives, misses. Rebound by Curtis. Left hand, no. Another offensive rebound. Zoe missed it again with a left hand. And I think we may have a rebounding foul down low. I thought it might have been bowling on the foul. See who they've called that one on. Maybe Shea Dickinson. It will be Dickinson who picked up the foul. That's going to be her second. It is team foul number 2 now on the Bruins. 20-second reset on the shot clock. Wide open bowling for 3, no. Well, the Quakers now starting to cool off a little bit here in the second period, but still a 41-23 lead. Ledford comes across the timeline, gives it up now to Dickinson. Quakers stay man-to-man, and you'll never see this team play a zone. There's another takeaway. 11 turnovers now for the Bruins. Nothing there in the fast break for the Quakers. Bowling picks up her dribble, finds Cameron White between the circles. 18 on the shot clock. Bowling, entry pass down low to Curtis. Curtis sizing up her defender. Reverse layup, good. And Zoe Curtis, they know she's a better scorer than what she's produced so far this season. She's under double digits at around 6 per game, and she's generally been a double-digit scorer her entire career. 17 on the shot clock now for the Bruins. Here's Clark, and a foul called. They'll get Cameron White, as she just picked up number 2. That'll be the 4th team foul. Wiesner's back in. Bowling will sit down. Quakers continue to keep fresh bodies in there and try to wear this Bob Jones University team down as much as they can. Off the inbound, deep in the corner now for Clark. Clark in the lane. Up and under with the left hand. Good. That's a tough shot for Clark. Kind of leaning in, but used the left hand. Clark now with 4. 2:24 remaining. Here's McClendon now for the Quakers. They're looking back. They want to get that entry pass if they can down to Zoe Curtis. White will drive with the left hand, draws the foul, will go to the line for 2. That will be called against Bates. That will be her second. And Cameron White 0 for 1 from the line, and that one is good as she continues to play well here today. 5 points now for Cameron. Second free throw. On the way and good. Back to a 20-point lead. Bruins basketball, they worked pretty much in the half court this entire first half. Hadn't been a whole lot of fast break opportunities. Clark now to Bates for 3, good. So Bates with the 3-pointer, her first bucket of the afternoon. She has 5. Here's McClendon. Wiesner with the basketball. It'll be Tanette. White will take the screen on the near side. Back to McClendon. Her 3-pointer on the way short. Rebound battled for, and Tanette saves it from going out of bounds. Good job by Acacia. Entry pass again on the low block. Here is Zoe. Missed it short. Wiesner to come in and get it, but is shoved from behind. Maybe Ledford. If it's not Ledford, it'll be Clark, and it will be Clark who just picked up number 2. McClendon out of the lineup for the Quakers. So back in will be Kyra Joseph, who picked up a couple of early threes in that first quarter. Tanette will inbound, 20 in the shot clock once again. Here's Joseph off the left wing, back to Tanette, crossover left hand driving, and a foul. And Bob Jones now starting to pick up the fouls even more frequently here in the second quarter as Acacia Tannett will go to the line. Back in the lineup, Johnson now for Bob Jones. Also in is Delaney Edwards. And here's Tannett at the line. 3 points by Acacia, her first trip to the line. .115 remaining. Second free throw is no good, and Cameron in there to steal it away. Good job, Cameron White. Quaker basketball. Well, you just out-hustled the Bruins to the basketball there. Here's White. 9 on the shot clock. Johnson on the guard. Joseph on the screen. White will drive in and an offensive foul. Now, that's one thing we'll say about Cameron White is we'd love to see her pull up shoot instead of trying to go in against all those defenders that are down there in the low post area. If she would develop a pull-up jumper and read that defense as they're coming to double team or to stop her down low, and they kind of know the scouting report is that she'll come in and try to get that ball all the way to the basket. Weidman will give it up as the Bruins down 45-28 here in the first half. We're down to 39 seconds. Clark, the entry pass, ball loose on the floor, picked up, and Clark will shoot it from 3 and get it. Big bucket by Clark. 7 points now by Clark. Shot clock is off. Quakers will have it potentially for the final shot. Wiesner drives in, left hand no, and she'll get fouled. Even though Wiesner again will go to the free throw line, that's another example you really like to see. You know that defense is playing back on you a little bit. Just pull up and shoot that 12 to 13 footer. 17.5 seconds remaining. And the free throw is no good. Quakers, that's one area they have struggled now from the free throw line. Missed 7 free throws here in the first half. Number 2 is good. By the way, that 46 points, the most points the Quakers have scored to get a turnover off the inbound. Those points, the most they have scored in the first half this year. Quaker basketball, again, they'll play for one, perhaps. Here is McClendon for 3, rims in and out. 3 seconds to go. Last opportunity right here for Edwards. She does get the shot off, but not in time, and we have made it to halftime. As we said earlier, the best first half for the Quakers offensively as they lead it on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 46-31. We'll come back with your first half numbers in just a moment. This is Earlham Women's Basketball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto, in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999.
Think about the moments in your life, moments you might miss if you become ill. People often ignore their own health, even when their body is telling them something isn't right. Routine health screenings could be the difference between catching it early when it's more treatable or waiting until it's too late. Make time to have an annual wellness visit. Keep up with routine screenings so you don't miss out on any of your moments. Reed Health's team of experts can keep you in control of your health, making sure you stay right where you belong. Reed Health, right beside you.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
It's halftime here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Quakers on top of this one, 46-31. We'll get you those halftime numbers coming up in just a moment. Today's game being brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. Let's start first off for Bob Jones, 31 points in the first half. They were 12 of 27 for 44%. 4 of 9 from three-point range, also for 44%. 3 of 4 from the line. They had 13 turnovers, 17 total rebounds in the first half to go along with 6 assists, 3 blocks, 3 steals, and 12 bench points. They also had 14 points in the paint. For the Quakers, they shot so well early. Looked like maybe when you're getting around 67%, it was going to come down. You knew that, but boy, they got up to a great start. Everything falling, but they finished with a 47% shooting percentage in that first half, 17 of 36. They were 5 of 13 from three-point range, good enough for 38.5%. Only 7 of 13 from the line for 53.8%. And again, only 5 turnovers in the first half as well. That's big for the Quakers. They had 21 points off turnovers, 22 rebounds. 11 of those were offensive boards, 14 assists, 6 steals, and 23 bench points, and the Quakers able to dominate in the paint as well as they finished with 24 points in the paint in that first half of play. We check out some quick numbers individually in the first half. Let's go with Bob Jones. They were led in scoring by Weedman with 7. Clark had 7. Bates with 5. Shoup with 5. 3 points by Ledford. LeFew with 2. Edwards with 2. And those are the only ones that scored in the first half. Zoe Curtis had 11 points in the first half with the Quakers. McClendon with 7. Cameron White with 6. Newhart with 6. Wiesner with 4. Bowling finished with 3. Tannett with 3. Rebecca Hancock in the ball game, she had 3. Kyra Joseph had 3 also in the first half, rounding out the Quakers 46 points. So there you have it, a rundown of the first half. When we come back, we'll check out what is happening in sports on this Monday. Plenty of college basketball to tell you about and much more. Stay right there. This is Earlham Women's Basketball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners. Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
We're back at the Athletics and Wellness Center. We're going to get you caught up on certainly not a whole lot going on this afternoon. Of course, this week will be a different week with Thanksgiving coming up, not only between college and high school sports going on this week. So we'll have a little bit of a break on Thursday other than the National Football League, and I would imagine a couple of games in college basketball. But later tonight, big game in the NFL as the Ravens will visit the Rams seeking their 7th win in a row. That is an 8:15 tip-off time. By the way, Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils are number one again in the latest AP men's basketball poll. No big surprise there. Elsewhere in the top 25, it is Louisville number 2, followed by Michigan State, Kansas, and Maryland. North Carolina, Virginia, Gonzaga, Kentucky, and Ohio State rounding out the top 10. It's Oregon, Texas Tech, Seton Hall, Arizona, Utah State, Memphis, Tennessee, Auburn, Baylor, and VCU. And then the final 5 are Colorado, Villanova, Washington, Florida, as well as Xavier rounding out the top 25. Quick check of the NBA. Well, let's go ahead and do men's college basketball. We're on the subject. Several teams in action coming up later today. Number 3, Michigan State will be hosting Virginia Tech. It's number 4, Kansas against Chaminade out in Hawaii. It's Kent State at number 10, Ohio State. Chattanooga plays at number 17, Tennessee. 18th rated Auburn on the road at New Mexico. And number 20, VCU, they're home against Alabama State. Only one team involved in women's college basketball in top 25 play. Number 10, Mississippi State, is on the road at Marquette. In the NBA, a bevy of games tonight, including the Pacers. They're home against Memphis. That is a 7 o'clock start time. Brooklyn is at Cleveland. Orlando is at Detroit. Minnesota travels to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. It's Sacramento at Boston. Charlotte at Miami. Philadelphia at Toronto. Portland is at Chicago. Utah at Milwaukee. The Lakers at San Antonio. And Oklahoma City is on the road at Golden State. And several games in the NHL tonight. Buffalo at Tampa Bay. Minnesota plays at the Rangers. Vancouver's at Philadelphia. Calgary at Pittsburgh. Columbus hosting Ottawa. St. Louis at Nashville. Vegas at Dallas. The Islanders at Anaheim. And San Jose is at Los Angeles. And by the way, one other note in the NFL, the Colts have put Pro Bowl tight end Eric Ebron on the injured reserve list. He has an ankle injury. He is done, or at least likely to be done, for the remainder of the season. We're at halftime here. Good start for the Quakers in the first half, a 46-31 lead. We will be back with the second half coming up in just a few moments. This is Earlham Women's Basketball, on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Are you looking for the right place to work out, a place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Darengowski. You know, I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Darengowski. You know, I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond. For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
By the way, this is the final game for the Quakers at home until they play again on January 4th. Yeah, they're going to be gone the entire month of December. Of course, in that period of time, they'll have an opportunity to go home and spend the holidays with their parents and family and friends, but that's unusual that they would be gone that long and not get at least one home game in the month of December. So after today, January 4th will be the next time. And by the way, when we get to that point in the season, they will begin HCAC play against Anderson. And reminder, that's a 1 o'clock start time on that day, in a game you'll be able to see it again right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. So here we go, ready for the third period of play. It'll be Bob Jones basketball. We are awaiting right now Madison Shoup to tie her shoe so we can get going. We should get a close-up of that. I'm sure it's pretty exciting. No, you don't have to. Everybody's like, oh, she's tying her shoe. What's the great stuff? All right, here we go. 10 minutes here in the third. Looks like starters back on both sides, and a quick foul on Kyra Joseph. Grayson Ledford is a 5'8" junior, probably a little bit quicker than Joseph. I'm going to try to take her to the basket. LaFew also maybe a little bit quicker, but right here it's going to be Ledford. Ledford picks up her dribble, drive down the lane, off the glass, missed his shoot. Battle for the loose basketball. It'll be Bruin ball. Clark able to come away with it for the Bruins. LeFew almost lost it on her dribble drive. Here's a three on the way, straightaway three-pointer, good by Ledford. Ledford with her first three-pointer of the afternoon. She has 6, and there's going to be a steal. Maybe. As unable to hold on to it was LeFew. Quakers able to get it back. No possession there for the Bruins. Tanette off the drive. Basket good, and she's fouled. Well, you talk about a tough break there for LeFew and the Bruins. They look like they're going to have a clear steal. Unable to hold on to the basketball as, by the way, the Quakers make a change as Kyra Joseph is out of the lineup. We'll see McClendon come back in. But then the Quakers able to take it the other way and get the three-point play by Keisha Tanette. And that's kind of the way the day has been here for Bob Jones. They haven't caught many breaks. Quakers have certainly played well here this afternoon. Here's Clark now at the point, guarded out front by Trenshaw. Boy, Trenshaw, just a freshman out of Northwood High School. A lot of freshmen getting some playing time for the Quakers early in the year. With the left hand, good is Edwards. This game's a long way from being over. 13-point lead. A couple of stops here for Bob Jones, and they're right back in this ball game. Down the lane. Basket good by McClendon. 9 points now by McClendon out of Warren Central High School in Indianapolis. They really like what she can bring off the bench. A lot of energy. I wouldn't be surprised you'd see her in the starting lineup at some point as well. Clark gets stopped off the dribble. The drive with the left hand, good at the other end. And now we're going back and forth as Ledford puts 2 more on the board. Quakers back in the half court. Here's Cameron White, floater good. And neither team can miss early. And that'll be a travel in the backcourt. Another turnover by the Bruins. By the way, Cameron White was 7. We'd mentioned how many different players have been in the scoring column for the Quakers in this now third quarter. Here's Cameron. There you go. Pull up from 15. Net did not get it to go, but again, an offensive rebound by Crenshaw. White at the top. Shot fake. Back once again to Tanette. Well, they stepped off Tanette. Had a 15-footer, passed it up. Quakers have 10 on the shot clock. White. Now we'll find McClendon. McClendon on the drive. Left hand good. McClendon again for the Quakers. Off the bench as McClendon has 11. Quakers back to a 55-38 lead. We're down to 5:24 to go here in the third. Good look here at LeFew. LeFew with a left-hand drive. Foul called on McClendon. That will be the first, I believe, on McClendon, just the second team foul. Bruins still have 21 on the shot clock. Boy, that was really close to being an over and back. Good job by Ledford. Ledford goes to the floor. There was some contact there between her and Trenshaw. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Trenshaw. Good thing about the way that the Quakers play defense, you really use a lot of time on that shot clock. That one in and out. Tough look that time for Delaney Edwards. But the Quakers, when they press, they can really take a lot of time off that shot clock, and then you don't have as much time to set up in the half court. Entry pass, Zoe Curtis knocked away. Quakers with just their 6th turnover. Back the other way we go. This is Clark, and she will be tied up by McClendon. It'll be Quaker basketball. 14th time now the Bruins have either turned it over or given up the possession arrow. Mentioned McClendon out of Warren Central High School. That's a program that won a state championship a couple of years ago. McClendon was a part of that team. White from 15, can't get it to go. Not a bad look, just got to finish. Bruins back the other way. Here's Clark straight away once again. 6:24 to go in the third quarter. Well, there's an offensive foul. Clark got that little bit of a shove with the left hand, and that was easy to call. So Rachel Clark just picked up her third. Cameron White will sit down. Wiesner in. Well, the Quakers will have a little bit of a break for the Thanksgiving holiday, but they'll be right back on the road at Wilmington on December the 2nd. Another drive. This time, McClendon came up short. There was contact, no whistle. And in transition, the Bruins. They'll get it underneath, but a collision. Trenshaw was there. Also, Zoe Curtis there for the Quakers, and I think they may get Trenshaw on the foul. That will be number 3 now for Neely Trenshaw out of Napanee, Indiana. Good Northwood High School girls basketball program. Bruins basketballs, they have to work it in the half court again. Here's LaFew. She has a size advantage underneath, and they saw the mismatch. And LaFew now in double figures with 10. If they see that mismatch again, the Quakers will have to make some adjustments on defense. Trenshaw from 17, no. And the battle for the rebound, Clark in there along with Zoe Curtis. It will be Bruin basketball. 5:36 remaining. Now here's the press. This is where the Quakers can really cause damage, either getting the turnover or really making you take a lot of time off that shot clock. 5:36 to go. Trenshaw's at the top. You see her chasing there to midcourt, and now the Bruins, see, it took them 7 seconds to get into the half court, which is valuable in a 30-second shot clock. Clark gets trapped. Here's Edwards. Shot way off the mark, did not hit the rim. Tanette comes away with it. Lead pass to Wiesner. Wiesner, nothing there. Wisely sets it back out front. Here's McClendon off the drive. Inside to Zoe Curtis. Missed that one. The angle wasn't very good. If she takes just one dribble and brings it up with the right hand, she may have it. And that'll be a travel on shoot. Yeah, the players these days want to take that little extra step like they do in the NBA, but they won't allow it here today. We've got a timeout. I believe this is a media timeout on this one. We'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers on top by 15.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
You know, I've often wondered, we get a media timeout. If we got as many timeouts as they do in the National Football League and all the things they do there, we'd be here till about 7 o'clock tonight. But good news, we don't. Quaker basketball is Wiesner from 3, and that's long. Well, Bob Jones again hanging in there. They're down by 15. They've made a couple of runs, but the Quakers have answered every time. Here's Johnson. Ledford out front, 20 on the shot clock. Ledford will hand it off now to Shoup for 3. That's off the mark. A second straight ball that did not hit the rim for the Bruins. McClendon across the timeline. Underneath to Zoe. There's your double team. Zoe able to dribble away from it. Got another double team. Kicks it to Wiesner in the corner for good. That's good for 3. Well, that's exactly how you do it right there. If you can draw the double team, once they double down, somebody's open. And wisely, Zoe Curtis found the open player in the corner. Trenshaw with the steal, and then gets fouled from behind. Quakers will get the basketball back as Ledford picks up the foul, and that'll be number 3. Well, the Quakers guards are very, very quick. The one thing that hurts the Quakers the most, number one, lack of size. And other than until today, they just haven't shot the basketball very, very well. But I think we have seen that they can shoot it much better than what they had in the first 3 games. Here's a 3 on the way. Or is that going to be a 2-point bucket? They'll call that a 2 for Bowling. So Bowling back in the lineup, a 20-point lead at 60-40. Here's Johnson now for, that ought to be an offensive foul right there on Johnson. She had that little shimmy with the right arm. Here's a drive and a whistle and a foul as Ledford will go to the line. This will be the second time for Ledford at the line as Zoe Curtis will sit down. Rosie Newhart will come in. By the way, Zoe just picked up her second. Ledford 1 for 2, and we'd mentioned a little bit ago she's in double figures now with 10 and missed the front end of 2. Quakers now with 4 fouls in the quarter, 3 by Bob Jones. Second one by Ledford is good. And the Quaker lead back down to 19. Boy, McClendon able to play it out front as well. Tanette will find Bowling. High-low here for McClendon. 16 on the shot clock. Tanette will drive. Tried to feed it in the corner to Bowling. And deflected out of bounds by Grayson Ledford. 3:23 remaining now in the third. Trenshaw will inbound. Here's Bowling. Bowling will drive, feeds out. Here's a wide open shot on the way. Good. That'll be a 2-point bucket by McClendon. And McClendon off the bench with 13 points here this afternoon for Earlham. Curtis with 11, 13 by McClendon, the 2 players in double figures. And we have a foul call on the drive by Ledford. So Trenshaw picked up the foul. That is going to be her 4th. And she'll come out of the lineup. Cameron White will check back in, and this will be Ledford back to the line for 2. Ledford now the by far leading scorer for the Bruins. Weidman had 7 at the half. Clark had 7 at the half as well. Neither one of those 2 players have scored in this third quarter. 62-43, back to a 19-point lead. Joseph, take that back. That's going to be Bowling. Wants the screen. Entry pass to Newhart. Can she hold on? No, but it was last touched by the Bruins. Looked like it may have been Jody Bates who had touched it last. Quakers will still have 16 seconds remaining on their shot clock. Tanette will inbound. You know, Bowling did not get the start today, but she's also played a lot of minutes. Newhart, triple team. Tanette wide open, no. Rebound, Newhart. And boy, Newhart isn't very big as McClendon will drive and be fouled. But you look at Newhart, she's listed at 5'8". She's out of Jack-Sandell High School in Osgood. That's a heck of a basketball program there as well, but she just knows how to rebound. And that's why Newhart has been so valuable coming off the bench so far this season. By the way, the 4th foul on Ledford, so that's bad news for the Bruins as they lead the leading scorer for the day. She is out of the ball game, and McClendon, for the first time to the free throw line, gets number 1. Quakers, the most points they have scored this season. Second one is missed. The most points they have scored this year is 63. That was against St. Mary's. They had a double-digit lead in that game before losing it, and they're well on their way to surpassing that. They've tied it at 63 now. Good look down low for Ledford, and she's going to get fouled. You know what's Ledford still in the ball game with those 4 fouls, so they're going to gamble and keep her in because they need her scoring. And she will go to the line for 2. They say the foul on McClendon, that'll be her second. The Quakers now with their 5th team foul. And Ledford right now trying to keep the Bruins in the basketball game here in the third with 2:12 remaining. And Ledford will get both. 63-45. That's McClendon, and boy, she traveled with it. Yep. Started to turn and throw it, and of course they were denying Bowling on the wing, and by the time she recovered, it was too late. But still, the Quakers only 7 turnovers here this afternoon. As we're under now the 2-minute mark. Here's Ledford across the timeline, guarded by Tannett. Now, that would be something you think they'd take Ledford and take her down in the low post. Nice job by McClendon ripping it away from Edwards. Here come the Quakers. Bowling down the lane, layup good. Quakers able to turn another turnover into 2 points. And there's another turnover. Cameron White able to come away with it. Bruins falling apart now here in the third, and White will go to the line for 2. Well, that's kind of the way it's been here today for Bob Jones. Every time they start to make just a little bit of a run, they have either a foul or a turnover, an offensive foul, whatever the case may be, and it sets them back again. And looks like, did they call it foul? They did. By the way, Ledford just fouled out, so Ledford is out of the ball game. She is the only player that has scored in this third quarter. She has all 12 of their points, 15 overall, but she is fouled out, and she is done for the afternoon. So White will shoot number 1. So now the Bruins are going to have to find some offense somewhere else. 1:28 remaining. Cameron White now with 9 points, and McClendon will sit down. McClendon, again, a huge spark plug off the bench for the Quakers. Kyra Joseph back in. Here comes that press again, and they're going to call a foul on Bowling. Bowling thought she had all basketball right there, and that's going to send Rachel Clark to the line. For Bowling, that is only number 1. But here is Clark at the line. Again, everything from 5 on out is a 2-shot foul in women's college basketball, a rule they changed a couple of seasons ago. 1:23 remaining here in the third. Second free throw by Clark is on the way and missed it. Joseph with a rebound. Bob Jones will get one more possession at least. Nice pass. Newhart cannot finish but is fouled by Johnson. That's a great pass by White. Quakers have been exceptional day in the passing department. They had 11 assists at the half. Newhart, this is her first trip to the free throw line, missed that one. We were joking with her the other day down on the scores table. They had scratched her name off the roster like she wasn't going to play. She missed both but gets the long rebound. They had scratched her name off the roster, and we had to ask her, are you going to play? And she said every indication was she was, but for some reason someone had scratched her name off the roster. Foul's going to be called against Madison Shoup. By the way, Shoup, the leading scorer for the Bruins. But so far today, just a three-pointer early, and that's been it. Quakers now with 68 and make it 69. You know, finally an offensive breakout, and that's an over the end line infraction called against the Bruins. And that'll be the 19th turnover. And now wait, the two officials are getting together to talk about it. But it looked like, at least from the one official standpoint, well, maybe they're going to take that back. Nope, they're going to say it is not an infraction. 1:05 remaining, so still just the 18 turnovers by the Bruins. Johnson across the timeline. Johnson on the drive, basket good. Johnson with her first two. And Quakers try to throw down court. Shea Stanley is checked in, the 5'4 junior out of Ridgeville, Indiana, played her high school basketball at Delta. And so Shea Stanley, wearing number 23, checking in for the first time here this afternoon as we're down to our final 44 seconds. This is Bowling. Jeanette at the elbow, looking underneath, nothing for Newhart. And now Joseph will fire the three, missed it, and another long rebound for Bowling and the Quakers. Bowling again, sizing it up and hits the three. And apparently an injured player here for the Bruins. And they're not catching a break at all. They end up losing their leading scorer, Ledford. And coming out of the ball game, this is Madison Shoup, who is the team's leading scorer, coming in at nearly 13 points per game. So she's going to have to come out of the lineup. Also coming back in will be Jody Bates, number 22. Here's Johnson against Stanley, and well, I'll tell you what, you got to like that, a little continuation action. Basket is good by Johnson, and the foul called against Shea Stanley. Johnson now with 4. Bruins back to within 21 here in the third with 20.3 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. Stanley to Tanette. Tanette in the lane, the kick out, and now the Quakers will play for one right here. Here is the wide open shot, good by Bowling. They left her open and she nailed it. Last chance now, and that'll do it. We will head to the fourth quarter. Quakers continue to lead this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 74-51. This is Earlham women's basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sport.
As Earlhamites, when we set our minds to do something, we see it through.
Because when we strive to do what's right,
we believe ways will open for us.
It's why we design inclusive playgrounds and innovative transportation solutions.
Why we work to solve water crises and pioneer new technology.
Why we commit to bridging gaps and exploring the unexpected.
It's why we stay curious.
Why we insist on better answers.
Because at Earlham,
we don't see the world as a project. We see it as our purpose.
And we recognize our own potential in making this earth more beautiful,
more just,
and more peaceful for everyone.
Earlham College.
Always moving forward.
Hey, a reminder, Earlham women's basketball brought to you this afternoon by your Richmond area Subways each day of the week. You can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken, Thursday, the Italian BMT, and Saturday, the Black Forest ham. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. All right, 10 more minutes to go before the Quakers can potentially pick up their first win of this season and then be on the road for the entire month of December. Quaker basketball open things up here in the quarter. That's a quick shot by Bowling, and the Bruins will keep it. As we said earlier, Ledford is out. She fouled out of the ball game with 15, and that'll be a travel underneath as Bates took an extra step. So that'll be 19 turnovers now by the Bruins. We had seen Madison Shoup go down. She has not returned to the lineup. There's Kyra Joseph, missed it, short rebound, put back good. As Newhart in there hustling after the offensive rebound. And the Quakers now leaded by 25. Boy, Quakers able to run the floor today as well. Here's Johnson. And a whistle and a foul called. First foul of the period. If it's Bowling, it is number 2, and it is. 9:11 remaining in the quarter. Weedman on the drive, no, and it'll be Quaker basketball as Newhart coming away with it. Back in the ball game is Hallie Ship now for the Quakers. She wears number 5, the freshman out of Warsaw. Ship can hit the outside shot. They really like her ability to shoot once she gets adjusted to the college game. Here's Tanette. Her shot is on the way. Good. Acacia Tanette as well. Everybody continuing to play well for the Quakers as Tanette now with 6. Well, Earlham doesn't look anything. There's another turnover, anything like they have in the first 3 games. You know, there have been some moments where they've looked good, but consistently no. Tanette again, this time missed short. Well, this is the first time where they've really put every part of their game together in about every facet possible. Johnson's going to drive, and a foul called either Bowling or Tanette. It looks like it'll be Acacia picking up the number 2. Johnson off the inbound. By the way, we generally hear the public address announcer give the fouls and stuff, but Kevin today is taking the day off. That shot from the corner, and he's down there. He's just not saying anything. We're going to remind him that that's part of his job when we see him next time. Here's Joseph at the top of the key. Here's Ship. Ship. Back to Bowling. Joseph on the high post, turns, faces her defender, and hands off to Tanette. Will drive, floater, and a foul called on Johnson. One thing I'll say about Johnson, anytime she fouls someone, she really does go over and kind of apologize for fouling the player as hard as she does, as Tanette will go to the line. And Acacia gets one more. 0 for 3 today for Tanette from the free throw line. The Bruins will come with 3 new players. Acacia with 7 points. See who has come in as we have a timeout. This time it'll be the Bruins calling the timeout. We'll take a break as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers on top, 80-51.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Quakers on top of this one, 80-51. We're down to our final 7:38 here in the fourth quarter. Bruins got the timeout as the Quakers continue to press. Now you wonder why they would press when you're up 80-51, but this is really something the Quakers do, though. This is more of a soft press. They're not going for the steal. More or less, they're going to slow you down and get you back into the half court. Weedman drives. This shot from the wing, that's good. Saying they're actually going to call that just a 2-point basket, 80-53. By the way, the last basket made by Konacheka, 5'9" sophomore out of Sanford, Michigan. And we have another timeout. This time the Quakers will get a timeout. We'll keep it here for this one and remind you today's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise, Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. This is the only game being played today on a Monday in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. No conference games have been played yet, as you would expect. Bluffton and Transylvania, both teams are 3-0. Franklin is 1-1 on the year. Manchester at 2-2. Hanover 1-2. Anderson off to a 1-3 start. Rose is 0-1. Defiance 0-3. Mount St. Joe's 0-3. And the Quakers 0-3. And again, looking for their first win here this afternoon. And after the timeout, it'll be Quaker basketball. One thing that Coach Watson doesn't want her team to do is get sloppy down the stretch. This is a three in the corner. Newhart with the rebound, and she's going to be fouled by Jody Bates. In the ball game for the Quakers is Canby Poole, a 5'6" shooting guard out of Morristown. Maddie Croto will come in, a 5'11" senior out of Danville. And sitting down will be Rosie Newhart. So the Quakers now going deep onto their bench. Once again, it'll be an entry pass to Crotal, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay here. 12 on the shot clock. Canby Poole, again, another one of the many freshmen gaining a chance to get some early playing time. Tanette will inbound. Here's Bowling. Bowling gets the screen, drives, pull-up shot on the way, good. Bowling solid again here this afternoon, this time off the bench. Bruin basketball as we're down at 6:26 to go. Unless a total collapse right here, Quakers will get their first win of the season. There's a drive. Shoup, who's back in the ball game, now has 5. Again, the Quakers have held her in check this afternoon. Here's Bowling. That three's on the way. No good. Rebound. Nice job stepping inside and getting the rebound with Ship. Tried to get the reverse layup instead of just dribbling it out. So the Bruins will take it back the other way, and a foul called on Ship, and we'll go to the line. I'm going to go ahead and get you some updated numbers. By the way, Caleb Bowling now leading the Quakers with 16 points. McClendon with 14. Zoe Curtis with 11. Cameron White with 10. And Acacia Tanette with 10. So the Quakers will, at least at this point, have 5 or 6, 5 different players in double figures. At the line once again is Weedman. Second free throw is good. Well, Bob Jones now trying to press the Quakers into the lineup for the Quakers. Sierra Carter is out of Granger, Indiana, played at St. Joseph High School. The drive by Poole has her shot blocked, and then Bowling coming back, nearly got a steal. Quakers essentially right now playing with 4 guards and just 1 post player, as Maddie Crotal is the lone post at 5'11". In fact, she's the biggest player on the Quaker team. They have nobody that's 6 foot or above. Everybody 5'11" and below. The Quakers really rely, as that basket good by Weedman, they rely a lot on the guard play as we come up on the 5-minute mark. Carter, wide open shot, yes. So Carter getting 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Quakers may hit 100 here today. They're down now at 84. Here's Shoup. Hey, how about that? Behind the back pass to herself, basically, and then able to throw it in. Shoop now with 7. Canby Poole. Canby driving, feeding off to Crodel, but they're going to get Canby for the offensive foul. That's not a bad thought, though, by Canby Poole. Just got to make sure if you make that pass, stop, jump stop, and don't run over that defender. Quakers with the turnover now with 8. .433 remaining. Quakers now a comfortable 24-point lead. That's a carry. Well, tell you what, and here's what's going to happen now the rest of the way. Unless it's absolutely blatant, they're going to let it run at this one. I would think, too, like a foul, you nearly have to take their arms off as a drive bucket good by LeFew. So they're going to let him play through it. Bowling trapped right there at midcourt, able to get between 2 defenders. Good handling of the basketball. Now to be Poole. Quakers can use some clock right here, but the one thing about it is you know that you have your 2 teammates on each side. Instead of just turning and throwing, make sure you turn and look. We saw that earlier today, and I'm not sure if it was Kyra Joseph who was at the top of the key, and the way the offense is set up, you turn and go, or either throw that way or go that way, but you got to look. So there could be somebody overplaying. Poole back to Carter. Carter with a hot hand. That's a 3-point basket. Carter off the bench with 5. 3:37 remaining. Johnson lost the basketball in the corner to Bates. Well, the one good thing here is you get a chance to see some of these players. Now, I know that bowling is generally a starter, but you get a chance to see what these players can do as the Bruins still have most of their frontliners in the ball game. That's Bowling. Johnson will pick up the foul. That is only the 3rd foul now on Bob Jones, and also coming in the lineup for the Quakers will be Kinsey Brooks, another freshman at 5'5", played at Tri-County High School. Carter, the hot hand, thought about the 3. Good look at Trenshaw. This will be a 3-point bucket attempt by Canby Poole. Gets it back in the corner. Another shot by Trenshaw short, because the Quakers a little bit short on a couple of 3-point attempts. And back once again to the Bruins. This is Johnson. Johnson picked up by Sierra Carter. 2:39 remaining in this one. Bethany Dalton is checked in now for the Bruins. The drive and the miss by LeFew. And here come the Quakers now at 87-62. This is Poole. Brooks will find Carter, and now it'll be Trenshaw. Canby Poole down the lane with the left hand, no, and they rebound Crodel and put back, yes. Maddie gets on the board. Maddie out of Danville, Indiana. And a minute 57 remaining. It'll be Johnson. Johnson short, and then will pick up the foul. That is the 4th team foul, so we shouldn't be shooting right here unless they were wrong on the scoreboard. Johnson will foul out of the ball game with her 5th. I was going to say that's only number 4. They need to bring it on back here and try it again. Everybody was walking down like they were ready to shoot some free throws, but only on number 5. And now the Bruins will press. They are not a pressing team. They don't have enough quickness. Nothing against them. That's not their style. That's not how they're built. Here's Brooks. Crodel. Power dribble. Yes. And Maddie gets another 2, and the Quakers hit the 90-point mark for the first time this year. Weedman in the lane. No. The rebound by Canby Poole. Quakers still staying with a 4-guard lineup and a foul by Weidman. Quakers going to end up with how many here? That's, I thought Trenshaw scored earlier today, and they do not have her. So Trenshaw's not. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 different players who have scored now for the Quakers here this afternoon as Sierra Carter hits the first. Well, this will certainly be a big lift for the Quakers here today, getting this offense rolling for really the first time, though they look back at that St. Mary's game again. They had a 13-point lead with 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, ended up losing that contest. They played a very good DePauw team and a very good Alma team. There's a nice drive to the basket, and the layup good by LeFew. LeFew out of Fisher is a senior. And we're under a minute remaining, but this is good for the Quakers. Now some momentum as that three missed by Shea Stanley. Long rebound, and coming away with it over and back will be called against Canby Poole. They will play at Wilmington on December the 2nd and then travel to Mount St. Joe. That'll be the first conference game. We'd mentioned the Anderson game January 4th. That's the first conference game at home. But one more non-conference at Wilmington. Floater good. Dalton. And we're down to our final 31 seconds. Long pass intended for Maddie Crodel goes out of play, and last touch by the Bruins. See if you can get Brooks in the scoring column here. That one rims in and out. Crodel with a rebound, put back, yes. Maddie might earn herself some more playing time with the way she's played here. 94-66 could be the final possession of the ball game. Whatever you do, don't foul. We'll tell you what, LeFew backing down the defender. 8 seconds remaining. Hold on to it right here, and we can put a final on the board here this afternoon on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham 94, Bob Jones 68. We'll come back and wrap it up in a moment. This has been Earlham Women's Basketball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Now, Quakers victorious here this afternoon, their first win of the year, snapping that 3-game losing streak. They mentioned the Quakers got a contribution from just about everybody. Kayla Bowling, 16 points. Trinity McClendon with 14. Zoe Curtis, 11. Cameron White with 10. Acacia Tennette with 10. Rosie Newhart with 8. Amy Wiesner with 7. Sierra Carter finished with 6. Kyra Joseph with 6. Maddie Crodel with 6 points. Leading the way for the Bruins, LeFew with 12, Ledford with 11, and Weidman finished with 10. Madison Shoup finished with 9 points. Rachel Clark with 8 on the afternoon. Jody Bates with 5. Johnson with 5. Edwards with 4. Dalton finished with a couple of points this afternoon as well. But the Quakers shot well, 47%. That, by the way, their best shooting percentage of the season going into this one. And then, of course, they shot 35% from three-point range, which was also big as well. They out-rebounded the Bruins today 45-30. And I want to check the turnovers here as well. Just 10 turnovers on the day for the Quakers as well. So overall winning just, I think, every aspect of the ball game here this afternoon. So again, the Quakers, we won't see them again until January 4th, when that is a matchup against Anderson at 1 o'clock. And by that time, they will already have played 3 conference games, their first 3 games in the conference on the road. but their next contest will be December 2nd at Wilmington. That will be a 7 o'clock start time, and I'm sure you'll be able to see that. Wilmington will have their video of the game, and also at Mount St. Joe, Franklin, and I'm sure the tournament also at Milliken and Transylvania. That'll do it. Thanks for being with us. Earlham wins it here this afternoon, 94-68. Thanks for being with us as always. This has been Earlham Women's Basketball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.